Cindy here with Create Your Own Luck and Love. I help women to remove their blocks that are standing in the way of opening their hearts to receive the love that really resonates in their hearts, that healthy, loving, yummy, yummy, amazing partnership. So today we're going to talk about how to trust again after heartbreak. How many of you guys have, as you're out there dating, and many of you, I think all of us have been hurt in the past, and how many of you get confused and scared to get back out there and really trust someone else and actually trust yourself to make the right decision? Who struggles with that? Just give me a yes, that's me. Yes, yes, I felt that way. So today I'm going to give you some steps on how to open your heart and really trust again after you've been involved in a relationship or a dating situation that hasn't been what you ultimately desire. So the number one thing to do is to let go of the past. Unhook from it. I know it's easier said than done, but the number one thing that happens when we decide to move forward, if we haven't actually forgiven the past, if we are holding resentments toward another person, or grievances, complaints, and blaming and victimizing yourself, what's going to happen is what you focus on becomes a reality. So you're just going to recreate that again. And even if it's subconscious. So I may not be telling you what you want to hear, but frankly, and the healing work can be challenging. It's actually removing the subconscious thoughts. And, many of us go through days, every single day, breaking trust with ourselves. You might be going, what are you talking about, Cindy? So listen to this. Think about the commitments that you make to yourself that you put off for tomorrow. Like, I'm committing to go to the gym. Oh, I didn't have time this morning. I'm going to go tomorrow. Or I'm committing to journal. I'm committing to, it could be a million different things. And you sure do prioritize the things that are important to you. You don't miss a meal, probably, right? You don't miss the things that in your mind are more important. Like, I've got to stay an extra hour at the office. When in effect, if you build that trust with yourself, and it could be just by doing little tiny things and keeping your word to you. Keeping your word to you. So that could be, let's just say you're starting on a cleanse, or you're getting back into your workout routine after maybe being on vacation or something. Take the step forward. Even if it's, 15, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, do it so that you actually build that trust with yourself. So building trust with yourself will support you in subconsciously building trust with others. So if you're focusing, I'm going to go back into, if you're focusing on your past hurts, or you're focusing on your pain, process that and, acknowledge, yes, that hurt. Yes, this is confusing. And you get to go into a place of knowing that I do deserve, or I am worthy of lasting, extraordinary love. I don't believe that that is put on our hearts because it's not meant to manifest itself. I think there are some people out there, and I've met them, that are just like, yeah, no, I'm good. You know, I don't necessarily feel like I need a partner. And it's not about needing a partner, you guys. It's about desiring intimate partnership, right? So how do you trust again? You take those steps to trust yourself. You let go of the past, and subconsciously what you focus on becomes your reality. So I'm going to give you a couple images that, one, might crack you up a little bit, and two, it's going to support you in unhooking from those subconscious, that noise. It's almost like white noise that goes on in the back of our heads. So if subconsciously you're focusing on, what's this guy really up to? Is he really trustworthy? Can I believe him when he says this? You know, whatever. When's the other shoe going to drop? If there's that underlying, I haven't ever had a good experience, I haven't seen a lot of good experiences, then go dig deep and look for them, because they're out there. There's a ton of really great connections. Think about your friendships. Do you have really thriving friendships? Good. That just means that you are capable of having a really amazing partnership. It's not that much different, although men are a little different than we are. So there's that piece right there. And, you know, the biggest challenge is, you know, when we're dating and, you know, moving forward as you're getting out there, if, you know, the worst thing possible is everybody to bring their baggage with them. I call it like the ghosts of ex's past. You know, I always imagine driving in a car and then having an ex here and a couple exes in the back seat. It's like you're in a huge van, and, you know, everybody's bringing their baggage. If you're focusing on that baggage, sure as heck, you're going to attract somebody that has their baggage as well and isn't willing to let go of it. So you get to be willing to let go of it. You get to be building that trust within yourself, and then working on that intuition piece. Intuition can be challenging because there's a lot of times we operate on fear and lack, and then our intuition goes out the window. So I think fear comes from the headspace. I think if we're in our heads, it's like, you know, you ever go, like, you're having monkey mind, like, I don't know what to do. What if he doesn't call? Da 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 da. Playing out all kinds of scenarios in your head, or you know, he said this and this isn't happening, or whatever the scenario is, or this hasn't happened in the past. This feels like a familiar feeling. Feeling your body, how you feel with somebody, and I think your intuition typically comes from your solar plexus. So as you're getting to know someone, make the choice that I'm going to be open-hearted. I'm going to get to know this person as a friend that I may very well be attracted to. I'm going to open up my heart and clean the slate so I can let love in. I think the other thing that will help you to trust again, this is a big one, is to not talk about the past. So not talk about your ex too much. So you can obviously have a confidant, or, you know, someone in your life, or, you know, a coach that is working with you through this space. But the biggest thing is if we bring up things like, oh, my ex and I used to do this, or we used to go hiking, or we used to take trips up the coast. I remember we did that. If you're bringing those things up a lot, you're reliving it. And it's hard to let go of the past, and it's hard to actually get yourself into a different vibrational level of opening your heart to really trust again. And if you don't actually open yourself up, it's going to be really hard to receive real partnership and for someone else to trust you. Because a man senses it if you have your walls up, if you're not really, if you're worried about what to share, what not to share, if you're really worried about what he's thinking. That in and of itself it makes them feel a little uncomfortable. Think about it when you sense somebody's not necessarily being themselves with you. You might go, can I trust this person? What's up with them? And, men feel the same way. They feel that energy. So even being a little bit vulnerable is really helpful around something that you can take a small risk on and see how they react. One of the ways to also trust again is to, as you're meeting people, listen to how they talk. How do they treat other people around them? How do they talk about others? Those are really indicative around, the kind of person that they truly are or who they're showing up as. I think that most people want to be great people. And sometimes if you're stuck in resentment, if you're stuck in pain and you haven't gotten through that, I call it almost glass ceiling, it's easy to stay in victimized energy. It's easy to stay in not taking responsibility, blame, shame on other people rather than going, gosh, maybe you meet someone and he's like, yeah, my wife cheated on me and, the relationship didn't work out. And if he really badmouths her, right? And instead, the biggest thing to do is, for you to keep an open space is to be curious. Like, why do you think that happened? Did you guys feel, did you feel that must have been painful? Acknowledgement, and acknowledge yourself. Continuously acknowledge yourself and know that you are so freaking worthy of really amazing partnership with somebody that fully sees you. I think that is the most important thing. We can meet people and have a similar vision, have a lot of things in common, and then they don't necessarily get you. and maybe you don't fully get them. And they don't really appreciate you, the essence of you. We all have something different, unique, and special about us. Each of us that is irreplaceable. There's always someone younger, smarter, prettier, all that. It doesn't matter. Many someones can see you. I feel like we have, there's a statistic like over 120 soulmates out there. So really moving forward and taking the steps to move forward is also a step to trusting yourself. So I hope this helps. I know this is challenging and it's an everyday thing. So you get to look at what works for you. I think affirmations are really great after, during these times, like, saying little mantras. I say this to my clients a lot. I'm like, let's get a mantra. I am open. I am, ready for lasting love. I am amazing. My partner's coming, all of those things. And really looking at, this is something I love, really looking at, okay, so something didn't work out, or I've had a past relationship that really hurt and was painful. I want you to look at, okay, what was a lesson I learned, or multiple lessons? And what am I grateful for because of that? I feel like every relationship is an opportunity for a lesson, an opportunity to grow and move forward. So they're all gifts. And I know it can be painful. So it can be painful processing, but once you process and you let go, there's a grieving process. It's like the sky opens and you can attract in lasting love quickly. I've seen it time and time again. I've seen clients that have, one of my clients last year, she was with a guy that